His fans are happy, but anybody that is looking at the bigger picture, they can see what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Trying to win the people back. Like,
I mean, it's hard when everyone, is screaming A minor like all the time. If I have one regret,
they not like us. They not like us. Hey.
And Drake seems to be in a different space now, man. That space is Texas. He's officially a resident of Texas. He posted his license, his Texas license.
Really?
Yeah, and I know you're visiting Houston soon in a few weeks, visiting your boy Sean.
That's right.
Do you plan on visiting Drake as well?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be in Houston, though.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't even realize that. That's interesting. I guess he got his visa or whatever he needed to come and stay.
I mean, he used to stay. He has, a place in Calabasas in California, but now it seems like he's moving to Texas to take some of their sauce over there, man. What do you think about it? I mean, we talked about Houston not playing Not Like Us. We got some comments on YouTube that said that's not the case. You can let us know firsthand if you hear it out there.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to get outside and hit a couple clubs. We talked a little bit about the strip club. I don't know. That's going to be TBD, but
yeah, he might be there if you'll find him anywhere.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Although I don't want to be in the strip club the same night as Drake is there.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a good experience for me.
Yeah, a bit dry. Dry.
Yeah, just a little bit. Hey, can you lap dance? No, $100? What?
$2,000. That's crazy.
Are you sleeping over for $2,000? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, we've seen pictures of Drake taking like $150K to the strip club, which is insane.
That's got the crazy moving container, like
that is like a middle class household income in most states.
Yeah. Between two parents, two parent household.
No, literally for one night. But shout out to Drake. Hopefully he finds some peace in Texas, but. He still got beef in the streets because, speaking of artists whose album didn't do so well, I guess, apparently, DJ Mustard, he put out his album. He was obviously the producer who produced Not Like Us.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people weren't really talking about Mustard in the last few years, but that really seemed to, get his name in the mix again. He was in the video with Kendrick. They were dancing in front of the chicken store in LA.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his album came out and it only sold 18,000 the first week, which like I said, like Ice Spice sold 20K, he sold 18K. I feel like that's just the new norm unless you're like an A-list top artist or just have like a cult following. But he went off on Twitter because people were trying to flame him for his low album sales, and he pretty much blamed Drake, and he said Drake is the Malcolm X of white people, which I thought that was really funny.
That is really funny. His full tweet says, Drake is the Malcolm X of white people, and academics, make sure you post Gordo's first week numbers, since Drake thought he did a thing by having him drop on the same day as me.
I mean, I didn't even know who Gordo was before that Drake song drop, and I still don't really know who he is, but
so Nat played me a little bit of his album. It's like a dance vibe. Okay. Drake is on there with him, and I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I only listened to maybe the first half of it, but it sounded fine. Nice little, summer bop kind of feel.
I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. So
yeah,
as long as he keeps up with those vibes, I'm good. I'm good for that. Like I don't, I said when he dropped For All the Dogs that he should just stop rapping and make house music. And I got flamed for that take. Everyone on YouTube and TikTok, they were calling me a hater, telling me to retire, stop talking forever. But I was just ahead of my time because now everyone's saying the same thing now that Kendrick really bodied that man. Do you think that this beef is gonna keep going? And do you think it's just going to be like just petty stuff in the background? Because we talked about how Schoolboy Q's concert got canceled in Toronto, but then we both saw Sir here in Brooklyn, and he's supposed to perform in Toronto, and his got canceled too. Same venue.
Yeah. I think that it might be these low key, subversive tactics. I think it's going to be that. I don't think that Drake would be stupid enough to go directly at Kendrick or anybody in his crew again.
Yeah,
at least not for the foreseeable future.
Not on the record, right?
Yeah, I don't think that would be wise. Because the world has seen what would happen. So I think that he's in this wave where there will be some subversive stuff. But he's also trying to, repaint the way that people look at him. He dropped this 100 gigs of content. It's 3 songs. Now the songs are actually on streaming platforms too. And it was just like a lot of recorded content, him either speaking to his mom in the studio or, talking with other people and things like that, trying to humanize himself, it seemed like, which I think it's cool. You don't usually see this, especially from an artist of his caliber. But I think, his fans are happy. But anybody that is looking at the bigger picture, they can see what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Trying to win the people back.
I mean, it's hard when everyone, is screaming A minor like all the time. If I have one regret,
they not like us. They not like us. Hey.
I'm sorry. I'm never getting tired of that shit. Like, it's great. I do prefer Euphoria still. There's just so much in Euphoria that it's so funny. But I don't know, man. One person who says he regrets his comments on the Drake Kendrick beef is Lil Yachty.
Yes, he does. He was talking with what's that guy's name? Why am I blanking? I can't remember his name, but you guys listen to this clip.
People just hating on Drake because he's like he's the guy. It's no like.
I feel like there's something extra on it.
It's also probably that he's fucked everyone's bitch. Yeah.
My suspicion was like, yo, this shit got to be personal.
I mean, he's also that guy though. All the records, all the numbers, like he's the one.
How hard was that beat for you? Like, I'm sure you're friends with everybody in Atlanta. You're
getting shouted out in the song.
Yeah,
in Euphoria.
You're being pulled in different directions. You want to be loyal.
I just wish I had never spoke on it. That's the only thing that was the only part. I wish I hadn't said anything about it.
As you continue to speak on it.
Man, yeah. He says he's like Drake dropped great records. He said, but also let's be fair. Drake was deemed a loser in this battle before it started because people don't like him and haven't. I don't think people are gonna stop listening to Drake, and Drake's career is gonna flush. Man, I'm so sick of that narrative. It's so ridiculous, bro. Nobody.
It's not true though.
No, exactly. Like a lot of these Drake fans are like, "Oh, people were hating on him before he had no chance to win." It's like nobody was saying that after Push-Ups and after the AI track, like at all. We were talking about this.
We were talking about it, and we were saying, "All right, what is Kendrick going to do?" And we were saying, "Kendrick's taking a little while. I wonder what's going on." Drake if he's taking this long, he's cooking.
Drake was taunting him. He was like, drop. He was like, you got to drop a triple, quadruple entendre. You got to do.
He was talking spicy to him at the end of that song.
And what happened?
Talking spicy. Kendrick did exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes you get what you ask for.
Yeah, Yachty, you should shut the fuck up. Like, stop saying stupid shit. And yeah, you won't have to have these regrets. I don't like Yachty. Personally, because when I went to Yams Day in 2019, like they brought out so many performers. They brought out Meek Mill, Soulja Boy, Young M.A., Nav. Yachty was one of them. And Yachty was the only one who performed for like 20 minutes. And I didn't know none of his songs. He didn't sound like any of his songs. He wore like a coat and had like 5 chains on and just kept begging, "Can I sing one more song?" And I was like, "No, get off the stage." So Rocky only had time to perform Praise the Lord, and that's it. I'm like, man, I didn't even get to see Rocky perform enough because your fucking fugly ass wouldn't get off the stage. But, Yachty, I don't know how he stays relevant. People did like his last album, but I feel like as an artist, he's just lame and just kind of leans on his relationships, and he's still sucking off Drake.
I think he's creative, but his music definitely isn't for me. But I will say, I think, when did he come out? 2018, 2019?
Man, like 2016.
That long ago.
Man.
I mean, obviously I'm not that familiar with his game, but I'm surprised he's lasted that long in the industry.
Yeah.
I put him and I know you like Uzi, but I put all those kind of rappers in the same boat to me.
Like the same boat. No,
they're
no pun intended.
No, that's just me. That's just me. I'm not saying that they actually are. I'm just saying for me, I don't really listen to any.
No, I'm saying it's Yachty. You said the same boat.
I didn't even know. It
got
just
bars.
It didn't even know. It's just too easy for me.
Oh my god, they all came out in the same like freshman class.
Yeah,
and like 21 Savage.
Yeah,
but I think he's the
21
weakest.
21 has surpassed to me all of them.
Well, I mean, Uzi has his own lane. It's different with him. He's a real massive hit maker. 21 he doesn't have hits as big as Uzi does, but I feel like he's been more consistent.
Hasn't Uzi been quiet for a while though?
Yeah, but he can be quiet. That's the thing. Like I feel like his hits are big enough. He can be at festivals and drop whenever he wants. His last album wasn't that great, but it was good enough. There was some heat on there. Mm-hmm. He has like a cult following. Some people just have that cult following. I think Uzi, Playboy Cardi, like people who kind of like, I don't know, led that alternative hip hop wave in the 2010s. Like people will never stop going to their shows because it's a vibe. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Troy, what do you think Drake's gonna do the rest of this year? Him moving to Texas, him putting out this content, these collabs.
Hopefully he just takes some time, really takes his time, ingrain some like passion into his next project, and hopefully he comes back strong. I wouldn't be mad. I've been like kind of like indifferent on Drake's most recent albums because it doesn't feel like he's really trying. Kind of just seems like he's just pumping music out. I'm not sure if it's with his new deal and he kind of has to, but like, I mean, if he makes a really good album, I'm not going to be upset. So hopefully he just takes some time, just focuses and drops some heat.
That's what I've been asking for. Like, just shut up, go away, get off all social media, do a cleanse.
I really don't think he can. I really think it's probably just within his deal to stay active and drop X amount of music. I do like the rumor of him dropping with Party Next Door. I think that'd be great, especially for the fall vibes.
I just don't want to hear a bunch of Meg disses and shit. Like, come on, bro, please.
Why not?
Cause it's like it's old. Like this shit happened like 4 years ago now. Let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind that if it's good. Like, I liked Her Loss. I wasn't mad at that project with Drake and 21. But I said, like, I feel like Drake, he needs someone else to feed off of. He needs someone else to feed off of at this point to make good rap music. And that's a part of why everyone, loves Not Like Us, because he's a colonizer. Now, it's hard for him to do that. So now he's like, okay, I'll work with my Canadian artists, P&D. We can put out some melodic shit. And I would love that. So, I just want some good music. And I just want people to stop acting like he's the best rapper alive or the best rapper ever. Like, I'm so happy that it's over. Like, I'm real. That made my year. Like,
oh, man. I can't remember who I was, what clip people were talking in, but they were like, oh, now that like Drake and Cole are out of the top three basically for rappers, who is in the top three?
Man, that's funny.
They were like Future and then there was no consensus on the third spot.
Nobody knows. I mean, Big Sean's saying he's that guy.
Where's Big Sean been for the last 5 years?
I don't know, being a dad. I don't know, like
trying to explain why him and his wife are not getting married. Like,
well, it's not his wife. Oh man, I don't know. Big Sean. I mean, he says he's dropping an album this year. I've seen that he's been doing interviews and media stuff, but I haven't listened, so I don't know what he's talking about.
I just don't care. I don't care. At a certain point, when you're dormant for too long, like you become irrelevant.
Unless you're just, I mean, you don't say that about Rocky. You're like, oh, I'm excited to hear from him.
Because for him, it's a little bit different.
What's the difference?
At the time.
What do you mean?
It's been, what, 6, almost 7 years?
For both of them.
Rocky's been cooler than Big Sean.
They both, got baddies pregnant,
Rocky's way cooler.
Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify, follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.